That night, when Sarah returned home, an unsettling feeling washed over her. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, emotions swirling inside her like a storm. Why did she feel this way? She had always dressed like this, always carried herself with confidence. But today felt different. She felt exposed, empty, as if she had been reduced to just her appearance. It made her feel small. Tears welled up in her eyes as she turned to prayer. Ya Allah, she whispered, her voice trembling. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why do I feel this way? And she cried. She cried until the weight in her heart felt lighter. Then, in the stillness of her room, something stirred within her. It wasn't a voice, but a feeling, a gentle whisper in her heart, as if Allah was guiding her, calling her to search for something deeper. The next day, Sarah decided to listen to that whisper. She began searching, watching videos, reading articles, trying to understand the emotions she couldn't explain. One video caught her attention. A woman was speaking about her own struggle, the pressure to always look modern, to keep up with trends. But then, she spoke about the moment everything changed. It's not about what others think of you, the woman said. It's about how you see yourself. It's about honoring your connection with Allah. Sarah's heart stirred. She had never truly thought about it like that before. She had always seen modesty as a restriction, something that would make her stand out in a world that worshipped fashion. But what if it was actually a form of strength? That evening, she opened her Quran app, not out of routine, but with the intention to learn. Her eyes landed on a verse. And tell the believing women to lower their gaze and guard their chastity, and not reveal their adornments except what normally appears, and let them draw their veils over their chests. She read the verse again and again, and suddenly she understood. Modesty wasn't about being outdated or oppressed. It was about dignity, about preserving one's beauty for the right eyes, about self-respect. That was the moment everything changed. The next day, Sarah made a decision. She started dressing differently, choosing clothes that covered her in a way that aligned with her faith. At first, it felt strange. She had spent years embracing modern trends. How could she just let that go? Why doesn't my outfit look as trendy? She wondered. Am I falling behind? The doubts lingered. But then, something happened. One evening at a family gathering, Sarah saw her cousin Amina walk in. Amina wore her hijab and abaya with such confidence, such grace. It was as if she carried a secret that the world didn't know. Sarah hesitated, then walked up to her. Amina, she said softly, I admire how confident you are in your hijab. But don't you ever feel like you're missing out? Like you're not as fashionable as everyone else? Amina smiled. Why would I feel that way? She asked. Islam isn't against modernity. Islam is modern. It came to elevate women, to give them dignity at a time when they were treated like objects. Sarah listened, captivated. The world tells you that beauty is in being seen by all, Amina continued. But Islam tells us that true beauty is in what is hidden. We are like jewels, precious, valuable, not meant for just anyone's eyes. Something inside Sarah shifted. For so long she had been chasing an idea of beauty that wasn't even hers. She had been trying to fit into a world that measured worth by how much skin was shown, by how many compliments were received. But real beauty, real worth, was never in the hands of people. It was something given by Allah. That night, Sarah prayed again. But this time, her tears were different. They weren't tears of confusion. They were tears of clarity. She finally understood why she had been feeling so lost. The modern world had defined beauty as something that had to be displayed. but Islam had always defined it as something protected. As the months passed, something beautiful began to happen. She started feeling lighter, more confident. Not because of the clothes she wore, but because of the peace she carried within her. She no longer felt the need to impress the world. She wasn't dressing for validation. She was dressing for herself, for Allah. And in that, she found freedom. Because modesty isn't about being left behind. It's about being timeless.